everybody, welcome to RPM Rock and Pop Mandolin, your site for learning classic rock and pop songs on this 8-stringed instrument. My name is Mike DeJong, and today I'll be taking you all the way back to the early 1970s and that Rod Stewart classic Maggie May featuring one of the most iconic mandolin parts ever recorded in pop music. A wonderful little song for the mandolin, and to learn mandolin on it, it's not so easy. In this lesson, I will show you all of the parts, all of the chords, and my interpretation of that final little sequence in this song. But first, before we get to the lesson, please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, do so if you can by hitting that little red button down there in the lower right corner. It really helps me to continue producing lessons like this one for this site. But now, let's not wait any longer. Let's dive into Maggie May by Rod Stewart. Okay, we've zoomed in for Rod Stewart's Maggie May, and we're going to start off with the introduction to the song with that cool little lick that happens over the D and E minor chord progression. It's a wonderful little mandolin lick to start the song off with, and I'm going to show you that right now. First off, the chords there at the beginning. You want to play an open D down here into an E minor, or you could play an E minor 7. I think the guitarist on the original track plays an E minor 7. I play the straight E minor here on the mando. So go from D to E minor to G to D. Right? Those are the main chords at the beginning, all played at the base of the neck here. And then the little motif, or the little lick that goes over top of that, goes like this. From the D, E minor, G, D. Again. All right, so that starts off with the D, and then on the D string, while that open chord is ringing, which is why I use the open chords here, it's ringing. Catch the open string, D, second, fourth. So D, E, F sharp. E, up to the G. That's on the next string. That's on this A string here. A to B, right? A, B is second fret right there. So once again, that little riff slowly goes D. And that note E can be you could play it over the E minor chord, like I did earlier, right? And then that's a G. And that's the open A note there. G, A, B, A. And that's works over the D chord again. After the D, A to G, back to D. Then one more time they do that, A to G to D. And then sort of the reverse pattern. They go G to D, G to A. And then they drop down to an E minor, to an F sharp minor. Right? I'm playing that F sharp minor here from the 6th fret of the G string and the 4th fret of the D string. Second fret here, second fret of the high E string there, which is your F sharp note again. So that's F sharp minor, right? So and what he does on the original track on the mandolin, when they go to the E minor to F sharp minor chords, watch what I'm going to do here. E minor, F sharp minor, E minor, and then a really nice little, which is kind of like an A sus lick that you can play over an A chord here. So play the A chord like that, A major chord, with these two frets covered down here at the 2nd fret with your pointer finger down there, right? And then this note here, but you can catch the D note, which is the 5th fret of the A string, gives you a sus4 kind of sound there. So once again, it goes... Then E minor to A, E minor to A, E minor, G, A, D. right, now let's take a look at the iconic final part, the final pattern played on the mandolin of Maggie May, one of the most famous mandolin parts ever in pop music, in my opinion. It goes something like this. So that's the main pattern that's played by Ray Jackson on the original track, the Rod Stewart Maggie May track. By the way, Ray Jackson is the name of the guy who played mandolin, a wonderful mandolinist from England, mainly popular in the 1970s. But he starts off that lick on a D, which is 5th fret of the A string, and he just walks up the scale on the E string to the A note, which is at the 5th fret here. Right, so he goes, right, so D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, D. And you can play it many different ways. You can just do it that straight. In fact, I saw a video of Ray Jackson from recent times playing that song with a cover band, and he played it very simply, not the way he played it on the original Maggie May track. He just kind of simplified it. But the real track has a lot of tremolo happening, and it's actually quite difficult to nail it. You got to give it that. And that's a really kind of a difficult little maneuver to get. You've got to really practice this to get it in time with the music. So I've practiced it a lot. I'm not really sure if I even get it myself today, but it's really worth trying to get if you want to match the original part. Now, Ray Jackson doesn't play the same thing each time. He varies it up a little bit. And I would just urge you to listen to the track and see what variations he uses. He does this one again. So what's that? Well, that's off the G. Right? He does that once or twice in this pattern as well. And then, believe it or not, there's one final thing that Ray Jackson does, which is really cool. On the original version, right at the end, if you listen closely, he's actually doing what's really like a shredding lick. He's going. And, it's amazing. And again, the video that I saw him do on YouTube with a cover band in recent years, he doesn't do that. So once again, let's try it. And that's Rod Stewart's classic Maggie May, one of the greatest mandolin songs of all time in popular music, I think. I love playing that song. I love hearing that song, and I hope you do too after today's lesson. Thanks very much if you've already subscribed to this channel. If you haven't, well, please hit that little red button down there in the lower right corner of the screen. Leave a like or a comment down below too, if you feel like it. My name is Mike DeJong. Thanks again for watching RPM Rock and Pop Mandolin.